Now friends, welcome to English lesson 3, slide number 2. Here we are going to study further rule 10 to 13 about the kinds of article a or an applicability. Friends, as you know in earlier session, we studied about rule 6 to rule 9 where how article a or oblique an have been applied with examples. Now we are proceeding further in this session with rule 10 to rule 13. Rule 10 says about the expressions of price, speed, ratio, etc. मित्रों, जैसा कि आप पहले के सत्र में जानते हैं कि हमने नियम 6 से नियम 9 के बारे में अध्ययन किया है, जहां उदाहरण के साथ अनुच्छेद ए ऑब्लिक एन को कैसे लागू किया गया है। अब हम इस सत्र में नियम 10 से नियम 13 के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। आइए नियम 10 से शुरू करते हैं। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ रूल नंबर 10 about the expressions of price, speed, and ratio, etc. So friends, English lesson 3, slide number 3, which we are going to study about the rule 10. Rule 10, expressions of price, speed, ratio, etc. Article a or an is also used with expressions of price, speed, and ratio, etc. Below are the examples where a or an article are used according to their vowel or consonants applicability. Example number 1, the train is running at 90 kilometers an hour. Example number 2, bananas are available at 40 rupees a dozen. Example number 3, sugar sells at 30 rupees a kilogram. Example number 4, color and water are mixed at a ratio of 1 to 3. Example number 5, take this medicine 3 times a day. So friends, in this example, you will find that in sentence number 1, an article is used because of the r being taken h as a vowel and not as a uh, consonant. In remaining sentences 2 to 5, a article is used because the word everywhere the word start with consonants. That's why a article is used here. So we move to our next rule number 11 in next slide, slide number 4. So friends, English lesson 3, slide 4. Here we are going to study about the rule 11. Rule 11 says a oblique an article plus Mr. oblique Mrs. oblique Miss plus surname are used. So in that case, how a or an is applicable here, we can study through the examples given below. If we know only the surname of a person and know nothing more, we use article a or an before surname. यदि हम केवल किसी व्यक्ति का नाम उपनाम जानते हैं, व्यक्ति का उपनाम जानते हैं और कुछ और नहीं जानते, तो हम उपनाम से पहले अनुच्छेद ए या एन का उपयोग करते हैं। नीचे दिए गए उदाहरण में आपको उसकी क्लैरिटी होंगी। एग्जाम्पल नंबर 1, ए मिस्टर शर्मा केम इन द मॉर्निंग. Example number 2, I met Mrs. Sharma in the train. A Miss Ruby is a regular visitor here. Example number 4, a Miss Puri is waiting for you. मित्रों, जैसे कि हर बार के तरह यहाँ पे भी हमने हर स्लाइड में इंग्लिश के साथ हिंदी का अनुवाद भी दिया गया है ताकि आप इंग्लिश समझने में आपको और आसानी होगी। तो जैसे रूल 11 में ए और एन का उपयोग कैसे किया जाता है इसके बारे में बताया गया है। सो व्हाट रूल 11 सेज, ए ऑब्लिक एन प्लस मिस्टर, मिसेस, मिस plus surname comes that time a or an article are being used. So friends, go through these examples, you will be able to understand uh, the correct use of a or an applicability as per the rule 11. So we move to our next slide, slide number 5. So friends, in English lesson 3 slide 5, here rule 12, we are going to study about the rule 12, a few oblique a little. About according for these phrases, how we can use a or an article are given with examples below. We should use a few for a small number and a little for small quantity. हमें छोटी संख्या के लिए कुछ का उपयोग करना चाहिए और थोड़ी मात्रा के लिए थोड़ा का उपयोग करना चाहिए। तो मित्रों, इसके लिए नीचे दिए गए उदाहरण के साथ आपको उसका स्पष्टीकरण हो जाएगा। Examples below will be able to make you understand about the rule 12 about a oblique a little. Example number 1, here is a little milk. Example number 2, here are a few pencils. Example number 3, he is a little tired. Example number 4, there is little time left now. So friends, you go through these examples and read rule 12 once, twice, thrice. You'll be able to understand about the a oblique a little and its article being used with these phrases. So now we move to our next slide, slide number 5, where we can study about the rule 13. So friends, English lesson 3, slide 6. Here we are going to study about the rule 13. Rule 13, a oblique an with some phrases. How these articles can be used, we'll see. And before that, we'll go through some phrases where a or an can be applied accordingly. Article a or an is also used before some typical expressions. The more common of them are given below. To make a noise, to make a noise, to take a fancy, to have a headache oblique a pain, to take a liking to have a cold, to have a mind, to have an eye to make a lick, to make a fire, to be in a hurry, to be in a temper, to have a test for. तो मित्रों, कुछ विशिष्ट अभिव्यक्तियों से पहले अनुच्छेद ए या एन का उपयोग किया जाता है। उनमें से अधिक आम है शोर करना, कल्पना करना, सिर दर्द, दर्द करना, पसंद करना, सर्दी जुकाम होना, दिमाग लगाना, नजर रखना, आग लगाना, जल्दी करो, गुस्से में रहना, स्वाद लेने के लिए इत्यादि। तो with this phrases a oblique an articles are being used, and we are going to see the examples of these about the rule 13 in next session. So we move to our next slide, slide number 7. Now friends, English lesson 3 slide 7. Friends, we are going to end our today's session here only. You are all requested to be prepared for test exercise in the next session, which is based on rule 6 to rule 13 studied in earlier as well as in this session. तो मित्रों, हम अपना आज का सत्र यहीं समाप्त करने जा रहे हैं। आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि अगले सत्र में परीक्षण व्यायाम के लिए तैयार रहे जो पहले और इस सत्र में अध्ययन किए गए नियम 6 से नियम 13 पर आधारित है. So friends, this test exercise will be based on rule 6 to rule 13, where we studied about the applicability of a oblique an article in various conditions. We studied in rule 6 to rule 13. So friends, we meet in our next session with test exercise, which will be given to you to solve those according to your understanding, knowledge, and study you have done about the rule 6 to rule 13. Thank you all. We meet you with next session tomorrow. Friends, here is a sincere request to you all. If you like it, press like button. If you like this educational channel, please subscribe it to receive everyday video. And also we request you to share these videos to your nearer and dearer one, family, friends, and your colleagues. We hope you are enjoying these videos with correct way of learning English language. Thank you all. Please like the hit button. Once again, request you to subscribe and share it with all. Thank you. Thank you all.